Yo, what's up, fellow van builders? Welcome back to Vandingo. My name is Scott. It's great to have you with me. Today, we're going to finalize routing of the positive and negative wire that's coming off the starter battery and going to the house, or not going to the house battery, going to the DC to DC charger. So I've made a decision. I'm going to go internally in the van, and let me show you what I'm thinking. First off, check out the mess I've been dealing with here. So no fault but my own. I've been dealing with this kind of mess of wires because I was eager just to make sure the whole system worked. Back up under there is the DC to DC charger, and it all works. So that's a good thing. But now it's time to hide these wires. So, all right, so here's the negative for the DC to DC charger, and here's the positive. And I'm gonna run them up under here. They're going to go up under there, and then they're going to route around here, up under that rubber mat, along here, up under this rubber mat. I can pull that out. So it'll go along this rubber mat here, up under here, all the way up that, oh, what would you call that? It's a B pillar along here, all the way up here. We're going to route it up here, along here, tuck it up under here. I'm going to tuck it, this is some of the door spring mechanism, tuck it up above that, and here. And then I've already got my feed, my fiberglass feed, all the way down this hole, all the way down this column, and it comes out right here. So I'm going to pull that positive and negative all the way down there and bring it out here, and then route it along there back to the DC to DC charger, which is right now I've got a rag in front of it. So at the moment you can see that DC to DC charger is powered up. You can see the Bluetooth light there, and it's ready to rock. So I'm just going to disconnect that positive and negative. All right, so first things first, when you start some electrical work on the van, go to your cutoff switch for the power mains and shut those off. This is still blinking. We're hot up here. We're blinking and we're still hot because we have solar coming in. So you got to come to your solar shut off and turn that one off. And that should, yeah, now we're down. All the lights are off. Turbo GX is off. MPPT charge controller's off. Everything's off. Which means there should be no lights on that DC to DC charger. And in fact, there isn't. There's a little Bluetooth chirp there. And you know why? It's because it's still connected into the house batteries. Okie doke. We get the cover off here. And let's take off get the wrong size. Hold one, please. All right, it's 13. Yeah, a little spark there against that other. Touch this metal bolt here and it sparked on me. All right, so here's the positive. Removed. Let's hook that back up because you never know when I'm gonna need my house battery for something else to start up driveway, maybe get supplies, whatever it happens to be. All right, this one I remember is a booger. Yeah. And there's our negative. if we got power. All right, dealing with quite a bit of wire here. I had such a large run. I need to get it all a bit closer to me. And I kind of need to get it stretched out so I don't end up with giant knots. So what I want to do is I'm going to come back here up underneath the 80-20 in the back. And I want to basically take it sideways. The question is it going to let me? I don't remember if I've got space through there somehow. And here's the other beauty, is I basically put down insulation thinking that was a good thing to do. I think I put it down in the wintertime because I had it. And yet, probably shouldn't put insulation down until you got all your wiring done. Seems like it makes sense. Okay, let's see if this is going to happen. I feel something. Yeah, I'm going to have to get a hold one. I need to get something to fish this through. Well, good news is we can fish something through there. We've got just the tool right here with a hook on it. So, and ideally, I got these lugs. How about that? So let's see if we can just pull that through. Not so easy. It's just really tight. Okay, let's see. Oh, you know what? I think it's because it's bound up on the 80-20 over here. Yeah, it was bound up on that 80-20. All right, back in. Let's go get the positive. And we got the positive. I'll pull it all the way here. All right, so I fed every bit of it through, and when you're doing these wire runs, at least for me, in order to estimate what your need is, before you do any cutting of the wires, just trace it out, you know, approximately. So if I keep my hand on it here, and I know that I'm going to come down through this B pillar, I'm going to come down through this B-pillar down by the seat belt. And do I have enough? Yeah, it looks like I'm going to say I got about, let me get all the way down here. Go. Put my foot on it down here. You know, I'm going to need every bit of it. So I'll come out around here, and then I'm going to go to the front and connect. And it looks like I'm going to need every bit of that. So make sure you've got your estimation done before you do any cutting. Picking this fiberglass bendable sort of snake. I'm not sure what the name of this thing is. All right, now we need to come in here. And I need to find it down here. And here it is, okay. So here's the hook. And I'm only gonna probably be able to feed, well, I don't know. I could try both wires at the same time. Let's see. It's kind of lucky that I had these lugs put on here because, I mean, it's just perfect. Kind of do it this way. Put both lugs on there. And then let's see if we can get it to come out. There we go. All right, we're through. All right, so simply just pulled right through there with those lugs, and we went down this channel back to the DC to DC charger. So now, let's see if we can pull this out. Almost done. There we go. And we're through. Now, use your hands, touch everything in there that things are rolling through, because what I can feel is there's one piece of metal where the hole is, and it feels like the flap was just pulled straight back to get down through that channel. So this is sharp. So there's a piece of sharp metal sticking up. So I'm gonna, when I'm done with this portion, I'm gonna come back in here, I'm gonna put some heavy duty tape. This shouldn't move during travel, not tremendously. Once it's in, it's staying, but I wanna try to guard against any of those sharp areas of the van that could cause, you know, potential challenges. And you can see here just what I'm talking about. There's a bit of insulation taken off as I pulled it through. Not deep, just sort of gave it a haircut. So we want to do everything we can to guard against problems as we're in transit. So I'm going to put some heavy duty tape around here, because that's pretty sharp, because it's going to come around this corner and go that way. All right, if you can see that with the magic of zip ties, I'm going to zip tie this along here as we make progress. And then once I have the cabinetry built in and the ceiling, I can hide this wire more appropriately and mount it up in a kind of more safe fashion. This probably will fall down here like that when I'm driving, but I don't think that's an issue. So I see a screw hole here, which if I put a zip tie on it, I can hold this for now until the rest of the cabinetry is built out and we have a better way to manage this wire run. So for now, so that the batteries are functioning and the DC to DC charger's functioning, which I want, so I can test everything out along the way. Since this is a home gamer deal, right? That's good. So I can just bring it here and drop it down. We had to go through this operation to put this, take the headliner down and insulate the whole front cap, which is another video that's on the channel. So I've got experience with this. So you're just going to pull straight up. That's a Torx fitting that needs to come out in order to get this panel off. And then you're going to take the seat belt anchor off, this bolt right here, and then we're going to take that cargo ring off. And it should, the operative word is should, it should come out. You just want to take that out. Okay. This comes down, which is no big deal. We can readjust that. As a matter of fact, once we take this out, we can put this back up just to keep it out of the way, which might be helpful. But we need to get the rest of it off of there. So I don't want to put that torque on there for too long. Okay. And it's got quite the large bump out there, so I want to keep all that together. I want to put it back so I don't forget. And now the last one we need is we need to take that one out. Just as a sidebar, I just picked these magnetic socket holders up from Lowe's. It was either Lowe's or Home Depot. Can't recall. Really like them because they can actually just go on my, there's not flat on the surface right here, but they go right on my tool chest. So I just set them up and they're easy to grab, easy to get to. 18 too big. All right. It's a super shallow bolt head, so kind of keep your hand on it. Otherwise it wants to just jump off. We're out. All right, so I had all the fun and I already popped it out of there. It's got these little clips all along the way where you push it back in. So we don't need a whole lot of room. We just need to be able to get our wire. And if you see right here, there's a channel along here. This is where it pops back in, these little deals. There's a channel all along here that I'm going to go for, and then it drops down at the bottom. So let's see if we can pull that off. Okay, I understand this might be a little tough to see, but this has got a hole in it, this little mechanism right above the seat belt mount, the upper part of the seat belt. This is your raise and lower for the harness on a person's shoulder, and there's a little sort of punch out, I don't know what you call that. That has to go inside of there when you put it in. And I was having trouble. I got it pinned down here and just trying to pop it back in, and it wasn't working. So you got to get it in there first, then put the whole cover back on. Tip of the day. All right, here we go. Frankly, bottom goes in first. There. Now, those bottom ones are in. Get this sucker up where it belongs, which is right there. That's in. Okay, to fight it a little bit, but she's in. Now we can get everything screwed together. Check that. Yep, that's now working. Good. Now let's get this baby straight on here. There we go. So I'm going to take that'll be up underneath the carpet when it goes around the corner, so that'll be a cleaner run. But check how tight this is. I think that was a full 20-foot positive and negative line that I purchased, multi-strand welding line or whatever. And this is what I got left after routing it the whole way. So that's pretty lucky. So I'm going to go ahead and just bolt this up, and I'm going to put the excess wire down into the battery bucket. And for some strange reason, I'm going to ever need this excess wire again. I've got a little there to work with. So I'm going to get this cleaned up, bolt it up. I believe it goes right here. There. Can hardly tell there's wires going by there. All right. Let's see if everything fires up. Fire it up before I put all this stuff back together, just to check. Okay, we'll turn on the main switch. Which should light up our DC to DC charger. That should already actually be lit up because we've securely, that's the solar. We've securely attached the DC to DC lines to the starter battery. So we should be in good shape there. And the telltale sign will be, do we have lights? And we do. It's blinking. Bluetooth. Right there. Looking to see if it can establish a connection. All right. So that's great. That means I can button this up with some confidence. Okay, we got her done. Everything's back up and blinking and running. The wire routing is through the van for the DC to DC charger coming out there. And it's stowed away with zip ties up here out of the way as we get to next steps and finish out this van. So it comes down that B-pillar, comes out at the bottom here, goes around, and it's nicely tucked right there and attached to the starter battery. All right, gang, thanks for joining me. This was another fun one, just routing the DC to DC charger power lines internally. I had a thought I was going to run them underneath the van, and just made the decision with the length that I had going up and around this other slider door down to the starter battery. Turned out it was enough line to get it done. I had maybe 1.5 feet left that I tucked down in the battery box. So now I'm in good shape. Those lines are stowed away for the next steps of building out the interior of the van. I've got some more electrical I need to do, but I need to get after the shower. So I just received from 80/20 in the mail these specialized elbows, which the van building world uses, but for whatever reason, I wasn't considering them. I finally got those figured out, and they're gonna be part of my shower build out. So that's coming up in future videos. So if you like what you're seeing, you get a little entertainment, a little education, Please hit that like button. Please subscribe. More videos coming your way as I continue on in this project. Thanks for joining me. Be good. Bye-bye.